Thank you for viewing this presentation on the Cosca Regional Park Master Development Plan. My name is Lori Moore and I am a landscape architect with Lardner Klein Landscape Architects, the prime contractor for the consultant team hired by M&C PPC, Department of Parks and Recreation, Prince George's County, to assist with the creation of this plan, which will develop a comprehensive vision for the park, as well as guide development of the park for the next 20 to 25 years. We are leading a multidisciplinary team from engineers from capital development design, ecologists and biologists from environmental systems analysts, architects from MTFA, cost estimators from RIB US Cost, landscape architects and planners from Lardner Klein and Siri, and park needs assessment experts from CHM Government Services. We hope that you will share your ideas for Cosca Regional Park. This posted presentation simulates a public meeting typical of a planning project such as this. Prior to COVID-19, we would have invited you to a public meeting to share your thoughts, ideas, and concerns about Cosca Regional Park. But given the circumstances, we have made this presentation available on the Cosca Regional Park project webpage for your review. Thank you for taking time to listen to our findings and what we have learned so far. Following this presentation, please share your ideas with us. We have a Park Lib, similar to Mad Libs, that you can access from the project webpage. You can also connect with us through social media, on Facebook, Twitter, or through Instagram at #PlanCoscaPark. The future of Cosca Regional Park will be shaped by your responses and ideas. This presentation covers a brief project introduction, reviews the general characteristics of the park, and explains the park master planning process. The full environmental conditions report and existing conditions report is linked to the Cosca Regional Park Plan project webpage if you'd like more detailed material. Prince George's County has 4 phenomenal regional parks. Cosca, the second largest, is located in Clinton. Watkins Regional Park is located in Upper Marlboro. Walker Mill Regional Park is located in Capitol Heights, and Fairland Regional Park is located in Laurel. These 4 regional parks are home to nature centers, a farm, an ice skating facility, indoor and outdoor tennis courts, tournament quality playing fields, historic sites, and large swaths of naturally significant resources. Regional parks serve a unique purpose in the overall park system. Their size, their facilities, the activities they provide, and their extensive protective natural and agricultural areas make them bigger and more complex than neighborhood-scaled parks. Cosca Regional Park is home to tournament-quality athletic fields and tennis courts, a campground, picnic facilities, multiple playgrounds, and a skate park. It is the only regional park in the system with a lake. Cosca Lake, a large freshwater lake frequented for fishing and in the past offering paddle boat rentals. The park also has extensive hiking and equestrian trails, the Clearwater Nature Center, and the historic Thrift Schoolhouse. So just how big is Cosca Regional Park at 800 acres? As a comparison, Cosca is bigger than the core portion of the National Mall in Washington, D.C. Central Park in New York City is 843 acres, almost exactly the same size as Cosca. About 77 acres of Cosca Regional Park is relatively level and currently developed for use as athletic fields, playgrounds, campground, and parking lots. Much of the park is heavily wooded, the woodlands covering numerous steep valleys and ridgelines. Another large area of the park is located in sensitive environmental areas surrounding Butler Branch, which runs into Piscataway Creek. Approximately 221 acres are currently protected by the county's tree conservation program. What is a master park development plan? The plan provides a roadmap for future investment in the park. A park as large as Cosca, with its many aging features and buildings, playgrounds, and needs, benefits from an agreed-upon schedule and priority listing for making investments in the park, on existing and in new facilities and resources. The Cosca Regional Park Master Development Plan will make recommendations for park improvements for the next 20 years. A master plan guides incremental improvements For example, the creation of a continuous multimodal pedestrian spine or promenade to connect the various activity areas of the park, or the expansion of the existing trail network. A master plan ensures that all members of the community are welcomed and appropriate activities are available to encourage them to visit. ADA accessibility and universal design is fundamental. A master plan connects multiple areas of expertise and responsibility, plans and dreams, and knits them into a coherent vision for the long-term improvement of this treasured resource. Right now we are midway through the planning process and want to share our work with you. We spent last summer and fall in the park, inventorying the park's physical condition. Ecologists on our team surveyed and delineated forest stands, located rare plants, and classified wetlands and waters at Cosca Regional Park. Architects and landscape architects counted parking spaces, evaluated restrooms, and assessed play equipment. We held public park pop-ups and conducted intercept surveys in the park, all in an attempt to learn from you and understand your concerns about and wishes for the park. Simultaneously, team members did data analysis, pulling records from multiple sources to better understand the current use patterns of the park. Data examined included picnic shelter rentals, campsite occupancy rates, and boat rental demand from 2018 when the facility was operating. As we move toward spring, we are beginning to formulate what Cosca Regional Park can and should become in the future. We need your ideas. What kind of activities should be provided at Cosca? Who are we missing? Who do we need to be sure to include and provide new activities that will encourage them to use the park? The final phase of the Master Development Plan is creating the Master Development Plan document. The document will include text and drawings for recommendations for the park enhancements, new activity features, and improvements to existing facilities. The people that we have engaged so far at Cosca are people who love the park. A few people we encountered were first-time visitors, although most of the people we met visited the park regularly. Many visited the park on a daily basis and enjoyed the walking trails and the opportunities Cosca provides for being in nature, and the natural beauty that the park provides. Improvements and suggestions for the park range from expansive new features, such as massive Ferris wheels, to minor fix-its, such as paving frequently wet trails and sealing holes in the playground. This section of the presentation summarizes the key takeaways from our exploration work. These findings will inform the Master Development Plan contents. If you have visited Cosca Regional Park, please let us know if these findings represent key issues and opportunities that you've observed at Cosca. And if you disagree or have other important things to add, please tell us. Our first finding is centered on Cosca's landform and its hilly terrain. The park's landform and its topography present significant challenges to park management, park maintenance, and enhanced vehicular and pedestrian connectivity and accessibility. As you can see on the map, areas colored in red indicate slopes greater than 12%, too steep to easily navigate on foot. Light green areas indicate areas that are relatively flat and suitable for development. Most of the areas colored in green have already been developed for use as ball fields, parking lots, playgrounds, and building sites. These conditions present opportunities and challenges to future park improvements. The park's hilly terrain can be incorporated into new activities, such as BMX bike tracks or climbing walls and zip lines. The limited amount of relatively level terrain makes it more challenging to add surface parking lots, fields for soccer or football, or connecting various activity areas within the park with accessible walking paths. Infrastructure. Cosca Regional Park has reached its 50th birthday, and some of its buildings and features are showing their age. Fundamental infrastructure such as potable water, septic and sewer facilities, and electrical service, although invisible to the park user, requires upgrading. Many of the existing buildings, including some of the public restrooms, are not ADA accessible. Existing parking, while adequate for much of the time, is inadequate on high-use days or during special events. The Master Development Plan will identify ways to address these infrastructure concerns by providing an order of magnitude cost and phasing plan of improvements. Concerns include, can more parking spaces be added without destroying the park by turning it into an asphalt parking lot? Does it make more sense to tear down an existing building and start over, or can the building be successfully renovated? Should existing septic systems be converted to public sewer service? Activity areas. Activity areas within the park are spread out and few are connected to each other. This is perhaps the most intractable challenge in the park and the most important to address. There are many models and ways to address this situation. For example, the similarly sized Central Park in New York City is really a collection of many separate activity areas or parks, all located within that very large rectangle of space. Do we need to connect every feature within the park internally with vehicular and pedestrian access? Or are there portions of Cosca that remain discrete and independent? At a minimum, we need to provide better connections within each activity area, connecting activity areas to parking with accessible routes. Addressing vehicular challenges is key. What will Thrift Road look like in the future? Can parking be added to it? How can the many entrances to activity areas at Cosca Regional Park be improved? How can the surrounding neighborhoods and trail networks better connect to Cosca Regional Park? The gems, what makes Cosca extra special? You already know about these things, that's why you cherish Cosca Regional Park. Fishing, nature, outdoor recreation, Cosca has it all. It just needs to get even better. First and foremost, the Master Development Plan must recognize and cherish the gems found at Cosca Regional Park. The lake is a unique feature. Whether a new or renovated boathouse with active recreation is the right call, or a more passive use with expanded fishing opportunities is more appropriate. The lake will remain and be a key signifier of Cosca. Protecting the old-growth forest lands, the rich natural environment, while expanding existing and new activities is a challenge and balancing act. We need your help in determining that balance. So now that you've heard our initial findings, we would like to know what you think. Remember Mad Libs and their open-ended fun way to create a silly story? Try a Parklib version of a Mad Lib. What do you want to see when you visit the park in 5 years? Use the QR code to go to the project webpage and complete the Parklib survey. Your ideas are important. Please share them and we will incorporate them into our vision for Cosca's future. Thank you for taking the time to view this presentation. If you want more information, Adobe PDFs of the Environmental Conditions Report and the Existing Conditions Report are available on the project website. Click on the links provided on the website to download. If you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to Don Herring, Senior Planner with the Park Planning and Development Division. Also, you can share your thoughts and suggestions through social media, either through Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. Thank you again for joining me.